18 Most Attractive Black Celebrity Mothers and Daughters. Diana Ross, Phylicia Rashad, Debbie Allen are stunning names deeply intertwined with the golden era of Hollywood and magnificent artistic legacies. You will be utterly shocked when you hear their incredible stories about the profound process of passing down peak beauty, unwavering confidence, and exceptional talent to their precious, beloved daughters. What leaves the entire United States in absolute awe is exactly how these young women successfully overcame the massive shadows cast by their iconic families to shine brilliantly in their very own, unique, unparalleled ways. The fifth figure on our list will leave you in complete disbelief with her spectacular transformation in the demanding world of art and entertainment. We are our Memory Vault, your dedicated companion throughout this fascinating video. If you have any details to contribute or thoughts to share, please do not hesitate to leave a comment down below so that we can continuously improve and perfect our content every single day. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you can be among the very first to watch our newest and most exciting videos. Now, without any further ado, let us immediately begin with our first remarkable figures. Diana Ross and Tracee Ellis Ross. Diana Ross is not merely a singer. She is an immortal monument of the global music industry and the ultimate symbol of the illustrious Motown record label. From her early days as the phenomenal lead vocalist of the legendary girl group The Supremes, she powerfully rose to become the undisputed queen of American pop culture. Diana essentially created a magnificent era of spectacular stage fashion, famously characterized by her dazzling sequined gowns, voluminous signature hair, and an undeniably authoritative presence. Her brilliantly glowing career and the prestigious awards she accumulated have directly paved the golden way for countless artists of color to confidently step into the incredibly harsh, intensely competitive and demanding Hollywood entertainment industry. Being the daughter of such an absolute legend, Tracee Ellis Ross once had to face an extraordinarily massive invisible pressure. Growing up, bathed in the dazzling, almost blinding halo of her world-famous mother, made many people highly skeptical about whether she could ever truly escape that giant shadow to establish her own name. However, Tracee achieved spectacular, undeniable success. Instead of simply copying Diana's dramatic theatrical beauty, she boldly paved her own distinct path, shining brilliantly in the highly competitive realm of television acting through massively popular hit series such as Girlfriends and Blackish. Tracee fully inherited her mother's salty, captivating beauty, her radiantly glowing smile, and her sharply expressive eyes, but she uniquely transformed them into a highly individualistic, modern, and boundlessly energetic personal style. Her successful establishment of her very own beauty brand clearly serves as a testament that true allure absolutely encompasses sharp intellect and resilient independence. The dedicated team at our Memory Vault profoundly admires the graceful way Tracee honors her mother's monumental legacy while still firmly maintaining her own distinct personal identity. The explosive charm of this powerful duo stems from their sharp, striking beauty and a highly courageous modern mindset. We are just getting started with these first illustrious icons, but the very next figure will leave you absolutely astounded by the never-before-revealed secrets about their remarkable family. Phylicia Rashad and Condola Rashad. Phylicia Rashad has long been affectionately honored and universally celebrated by the public as the exemplary national mother of the American small screen. Thanks to her timeless classic role as the beloved Claire Huxtable in the massively successful television series The Cosby Show, she completely and beautifully redefined the image of women of color on national television, portraying them as profoundly elegant, highly intelligent, powerfully authoritative, and yet wonderfully warm and nurturing. The monumental career of Phylicia extends far beyond television, reaching brilliant heights on the sacred theatrical stages of Broadway. The prestigious Tony Award has permanently etched her illustrious name into the grand history of dramatic arts, making her a shining inspirational mirror for countless future generations of actors to constantly learn from and follow. Born into a family with such a rich artistic bloodline, Condola Rashad courageously chose a highly challenging path to firmly affirm her true capabilities. being constantly scrutinized by public opinion and frequently placed on the harsh scale of comparison with her incredibly famous mother, was once a heavy, burdensome psychological barrier. However, Condola never once backed down or surrendered to the immense pressure. Through relentless, unyielding effort and natural talent, she shattered all societal prejudices by consecutively earning highly prestigious Tony Award nominations for her exceptional theatrical performances. Both mother and daughter radiate an irresistibly captivating, luxurious beauty, complete with deep, emotionally expressive eyes. Condola gracefully inherited the serene calmness from her legendary mother, but she masterfully breathed into it the fierce, groundbreaking energy of youth, creating an undeniable magnetic pull and proving that true glamour always accompanies outstanding talent. From the professional perspective of our memory vault, this extraordinary mother-daughter pair serves as living proof that while artistic talent can indeed be inherited, true bravery and resilience must be forged through sheer hard work. We deeply appreciate their generational elegance and their noble protection of authentic art. Debbie Allen and Vivian Nixon. Debbie Allen is an authentic, undeniably powerful powerhouse in the American entertainment industry, a visionary woman who has dedicated her entire life to the magnificent arts of dance and cinema. Taking on a wide, diverse array of roles, ranging from a phenomenally talented dancer, an innovative choreographer, and a captivating actress to a visionary director, she has masterfully created an unprecedented, monumental artistic empire. The resounding global success of the hit television series Fame not only brought her massive, prestigious awards, but also profoundly inspired entire generations. She personally founded a highly renowned world-class dance academy, transforming it into a nurturing cradle for exceptionally talented individuals, and helping to significantly redefine the absolute standards of perfection in the contemporary performing arts world. For Vivian Nixon, having a mother who is an absolute dance legend was simultaneously a source of immense, overwhelming pride and a deeply profound psychological burden. The public's highly critical, deeply scrutinizing gaze upon her every single dance step was incredibly demanding, always accompanied by inevitable heavy comparisons to Debbie's magnificent, gigantic shadow. Instead of choosing an easy, comfortable path relying on her family's fame, Vivian engaged in fiercely intense, maddeningly rigorous training at the most strict, demanding dance academies to independently affirm her own true capabilities. Her endless sweat and tears eventually brought sweet, well-deserved rewards when she shone brilliantly on the highly prestigious Broadway stage. Vivian beautifully inherited her mother's incredibly flexible athletic physique, her striking, uniquely character-filled face, and her fiercely determined gaze. The irresistible charm of this mother-daughter duo simply radiates from their profoundly graceful, fluid body language, their ironclad discipline, and the burning fire of artistic passion. From the viewpoint of our memory vault, the highly demanding art of dance requires the utmost ultimate sacrifice of both body and soul. Vivian's remarkable soaring success under the strict guidance of her great mother is the most beautiful picture of cultural heritage. Do not take your eyes off the screen just yet, because coming up next is the spectacular appearance of powerful mother-daughter pairs, bringing incredibly surprising, deeply inspiring stories to the entire world. Beverly Johnson and Anansa Sims. Beverly Johnson is the historic, groundbreaking name that permanently and beautifully altered the grand historical flow of the American fashion industry. Back in the vibrant 1970s, she created an absolute media earthquake when she spectacularly became the very first Black woman to proudly grace the highly coveted cover of the prestigious American Vogue magazine. Her incredibly dazzling, timelessly sharp beauty, combined with her extraordinarily persistent, unyielding efforts, wonderfully helped her shatter all the harsh, deeply entrenched walls of racial prejudice of that era. Beverly is not merely a monumental, globally recognized supermodel. She is an immensely resilient, unbreakable icon who threw wide open the bright doors of hope for thousands of aspiring young models around the world. Carrying within her the precious genetic code of such a legendary, iconic beauty, Anansa Sims grew up facing massive, overwhelmingly gigantic expectations from the global media. She once had to painfully confront a deeply profound period of personal crisis when she forcefully tried to squeeze herself into the fashion industry's extremely harsh, ultra-thin physical standards, which tragically led to severe heavy damage to her mental and physical health. However, Anansa remarkably created a spectacular, incredibly triumphant personal revolution. She bravely and completely discarded the toxic pressures, making a highly confident, immensely proud comeback as a highly successful plus-size model and beautifully becoming an inspiring symbol for the vital body positivity movement. If Beverly stunningly redefined skin color on magazine covers, Anansa gloriously shattered the restrictive boundaries regarding body shape. Their alluring charm lies deeply in their wonderfully healthy, glowing skin and their profound inner resilience. The Our Memory Vault channel extremely highly values the phenomenal, extraordinary willpower of Anansa. These two wonderful generations of women in this family have consecutively and bravely broken down the two most toxic barriers of the fashion world, bringing a totally new definition of original beauty. Lynn Whitfield and Grace Gibson. Lynn Whitfield has long firmly established the undeniably solid position of a highly respected veteran leading actress with her incredibly phenomenal, deeply nuanced, and highly sophisticated acting skills. Her illustrious, highly celebrated name is forever associated with the prestigious Emmy Award, following her exceptionally brilliant, deeply iconic portrayal of the legendary entertainer Josephine Baker. On both the grand silver screen and television, Lynn always radiates an absolutely supreme, aristocratic demeanor, an incredibly powerful authority, and a wonderfully salty, captivating beauty that beautifully defies the relentless passage of time. She is the absolute perfect embodiment of profound elegance, continuously conquering highly complex, deeply layered roles and significantly contributing to a massive, monumental cinematic legacy that deeply inspires. Inheriting such a dazzling, brightly shining beauty from Lynn Whitfield undeniably brought Grace Gibson a highly desirable, dreamlike advantage, but it was simultaneously a formidable, harsh challenge, as the public constantly waited to see if she could ever surpass her mother's gigantic shadow. Being incredibly intelligent and fiercely brave, Grace deliberately chose not to follow the old conventional acting molds. She strongly and boldly pivoted toward her deep burning passion for music, powerfully rising to prominence within the highly competitive independent art scene. When the two appear together on the glamorous red carpet, audiences are always left completely astounded by their incredibly unbelievable resemblance. From the sharply captivating eyes and the flawlessly perfect facial structure to the supremely confident core posture, Grace is essentially a youthful, highly rebellious, and deeply rock-infused version of Lynn. Their beauty creates a highly fascinating, explosive contrast. One side is timeless, aristocratic elegance, while the other is the free, fiery spirit of youth. Our Memory Vault recognizes the wonderful, absolute sophistication in how these two brilliant women continuously support one another. Lynn wonderfully allows her daughter the complete freedom to explore her rebellious personality. Vanessa Williams and Jillian Hervey. Vanessa Williams has long etched a deeply profound, unforgettable mark in American cultural history when she excellently and triumphantly captured the highly coveted Miss America crown in the year 1983, spectacularly becoming the very first woman of color to rise and hold this incredibly noble, prestigious title. Despite facing severe early life storms and massive controversies, she resiliently and powerfully rebuilt her grand career, shining brilliantly and undeniably as a phenomenally talented actress, a deeply soulful singer possessing a powerfully resonant voice, and an absolutely unbreakable beauty icon. The aristocratic, highly sharp beauty and the supremely confident demeanor of Vanessa have powerfully inspired millions, firmly affirming the incredible bravery and immense value of the modern woman across all major fronts of television art and top-tier music. Born and raised directly beneath the dazzling, brightly shining halo of her incredibly famous mother, Jillian Hervey, once endured years of deeply profound, heavy insecurities regarding her physical appearance, particularly her beautifully natural, wildly curly hair. She often found herself deeply wondering why she did not possess the same wonderfully smooth, straight hair as her mother. But instead of forcing herself to change according to imposed restrictive standards, she beautifully learned to fully embrace, deeply love, and highly cherish that incredibly original, unique beauty. Maturing gracefully over the years, Jillian rose powerfully independently, defining her very own personal style and triumphantly becoming the highly charismatic lead vocalist of the wonderfully unique R&B music duo Lion Babe. She masterfully combines the classic elegant charm learned from her mother with a wildly modern, fierce edge to create a completely independent, highly distinctive musical and fashion legacy. The dedicated team at our Memory Vault is incredibly impressed by Jillian's deeply profound journey of self-healing and spectacular breakthrough. This wonderful combination between the two generations clearly proves that beauty truly blossoms when a woman proudly embraces her uniqueness. Lisa Bonet and Zoe Kravitz. Lisa Bonet once completely shook the small screen during the vibrant 1980s when she brilliantly transformed into the highly free-spirited, incredibly iconic character Denise Huxtable in the massively popular hit series The Cosby Show, and subsequently A Different World, possessing deeply profound, captivating almond eyes, beautifully delicate high cheekbones, and an incredibly artistic, fiercely independent bohemian fashion style. She quickly and undeniably became a massive cultural icon, breathing a highly rebellious and wonderfully original spirit. Lisa has always deliberately maintained a highly private, wonderfully peaceful, and deeply introverted lifestyle for herself, creating an incredibly mysterious magnetic allure that makes the deeply fascinated public constantly yearn to further explore the profound inner world of this highly distinctive, unique female star. As the beautiful, precious fruit of the passionate romance between Lisa Bonet and the legendary, highly acclaimed musician Lenny Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz grew up carrying the absolute, complete entirety of the most sharply stunning physical features from both her incredibly attractive parents. Initially, the media continuously and relentlessly compared her to her legendary mother due to the astonishing, almost unbelievable resemblance seen in their youthful photographs. However, Zoe has absolutely never allowed herself to become a mere faded replica. Through her immense natural talent and an incredibly serious, highly dedicated work ethic, she confidently stepped into massive blockbuster cinematic projects, ranging from Mad Max Fury Road and Big Little Lies to the highly iconic, unforgettable role of Catwoman in The Batman, and eventually stepping up to the director's chair. She fully inherited the ultimate, peak aesthetic taste from her mother, but wonderfully molded it into a sharply urban, highly modern, and incredibly bold style. The perspective of our Memory Vault clearly shows that the deep connection between Lisa and Zoe lies not in trying to look identical, but in profound soul understanding. They are the ultimate symbol of independence. Michelle Obama and Malia Obama. Michelle Obama successfully wrote a completely new, profoundly monumental chapter in grand history when she elegantly stepped into the White House as the very first Black First Lady of the United States of America. Through her exceptionally sharp intellect, her absolutely supreme flawless grace, and her deeply dedicated, highly passionate community health campaigns, she completely and beautifully redefined the ultimate standards of a globally inspiring, highly influential leader. Not simply stopping at the incredibly demanding role of a brilliant politician, her phenomenal best-selling memoir, Becoming, has deeply touched the hearts of millions of readers across the entire planet, wonderfully transforming her into a highly comprehensive global symbol of immense courage, profound self-respect, and the intellectual bravery of the modern woman. Growing up directly under the incredibly harsh, intensely glaring spotlight of the most demanding political stage on the planet. Since she was just a little child, Malia Obama once had to silently endure the incredibly strict, heavy scrutiny of the international media. Every single one of her steps was placed firmly under the highly judgmental lens of the global public, creating an absolutely massive, gigantic psychological pressure that very few people at such a young, tender age ever have to bear. However, instead of taking advantage of her family's incredible worldwide fame to find an easy, comfortable path, Malia deliberately chose the noble path of working tirelessly and diligently behind the scenes in the arts. She quietly and persistently honed her exceptional talents in screenwriting and directing, step by step, firmly affirming her true undeniable capabilities through highly prestigious independent film projects. Her radiantly glowing smile and calm elegance are clear testaments to excellent parenting. The Our Memory Vault channel extremely highly values the incredible, profound way Michelle protected and wonderfully guided her daughters against the massive weight of immense power. This mother-daughter pair beautifully radiates a highly special intellectual energy. Tina Knowles and Beyoncé. Tina Knowles is a highly talented, incredibly successful businesswoman, a brilliantly masterful fashion designer, and the absolute genius mastermind, standing firmly behind the crucial formative early steps of the massive, globally dominant music empire known as Beyoncé. During the highly competitive golden era of the late 1990s, when the beloved music group Destiny's Child did not yet have a solid, firm footing and was frequently rejected by major established fashion designers for performance outfits, it was the incredibly skillful, magically gifted hands of Tina that personally cut and sewed every single dazzling, spectacular stage costume. She did not merely beautifully adorn her beloved daughter. She powerfully passed down the burning, blazing fire of ironclad discipline, supreme professional ethics, and unyielding immense resilience into Beyoncé's soul, laying the firm foundation for a legend, fully and completely. Inheriting the incredible sharp business and artistic acumen from her mother, Beyoncé has powerfully risen to become an absolute global superstar, possessing the most profoundly deep, extensive cultural influence in the contemporary world. Despite her incredibly grueling, densely packed global touring schedule and a monumental career that has reached the absolute blinding peak of glorious success, the deeply profound, unbreakable bond between her and her mother has absolutely never faded or diminished. Tina is always wonderfully present at every single major historic milestone, from the bustling, chaotic backstage of grand arenas to proudly accompanying her daughter in massive global fashion campaigns. Most recently, Tina's release of her highly anticipated memoir titled Matriarch has fully and beautifully depicted the profound, silent sacrifices of an absolutely extraordinary mother. Their highly powerful, commanding physical beauty and radiant smiles are the ultimate supreme symbol of female empowerment. Our Memory Vault strongly asserts that the monumental, globally historic success of Beyoncé absolutely cannot be separated from the highly artistic, incredibly nurturing hands of Tina Knowles. Lauryn Hill and Selah Marley. Lauryn Hill is an absolute, undeniable living legend of the hip-hop and neo-soul music genres, a highly visionary artist who permanently and beautifully altered the entire landscape of global music with her deeply profound, timelessly classic album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, in the monumental year of 1998. Possessing an incredibly unique, supremely masterful vocal tone that perfectly blends the absolute best of raw rap and deeply soulful singing, along with a highly philosophical, deeply profound musical style, she has completely conquered millions of passionate audiences and successfully established unprecedented historic records at the highly prestigious Grammy Awards. Lauryn is not only an exceptionally, extraordinarily talented artist, but she is also the ultimate powerful embodiment of absolute freedom, rich cultural identity, and the highly commanding, undeniably powerful voice of Black women. Born into a highly prestigious family, carrying a deeply royal artistic bloodline, with her father being the legendary Rohan Marley and her mother, the iconic Lauryn Hill Selah Marley, had to face the incredibly massive, overwhelmingly huge shadow of her iconic family from a very young age. She once openly shared her deep personal struggles regarding the immense heavy pressures of being constantly and relentlessly called the absolute, flawless, perfect replica of her deeply famous mother whenever she appeared in public. However, Selah wonderfully chose to boldly and powerfully venture into the highly demanding, ultra-competitive high-fashion industry, striding with supreme, unmatched confidence on major, massive international runways, ranging from Calvin Klein and Chanel to the highly celebrated, globally massive Ivy Park campaign by Beyoncé. Furthermore, she bravely transitioned into music, wonderfully releasing her very own deeply personal singles. The dedicated team at Our Memory Vault is incredibly deeply amazed by Celia Marley's profound, highly courageous journey of finding her true self under the exquisitely sophisticated guidance of her great mother. This pair perfectly represents beautiful heritage. Erykah Badu and Puma Curry. Erykah Badu has long been universally and highly enthusiastically celebrated by the entire world as the absolute undisputed queen of neo-soul music, an incredibly visionary artist who possesses a deeply mesmerizing, highly enchanting voice, along with a profoundly experimental, wonderfully unique musical mindset. Not only is she globally famous for her highly acclaimed, deeply profound albums that have won highly prestigious Grammy Awards, but she is also an absolute, undeniably iconic fashion symbol, known for her incredibly chic, wildly free-spirited, and highly bohemian style, constantly and fiercely refusing to conform to any restrictive, heavily standardized societal molds. The incredibly magnetic appearance of Erykah on any given grand stage is always a highly powerful, immensely profound manifesto regarding the absolute freedom of artistic expression, deep cultural identity, and pride. Growing up directly under the highly unique, incredibly inspiring guidance of such a phenomenally talented mother and a highly famous father, the well-known rapper, the DOC Puma Curry, was beautifully exposed to the dazzling, brightly shining halo of the entertainment industry from a very, very young age. When she had just barely entered her vibrant teenage years, she already appeared with incredible, highly captivating charisma right alongside her iconic mother in highly exclusive, incredibly artistic fashion photo shoots for a highly prestigious magazine based in Dallas. Although she fully and beautifully inherited the entirety of her mother's sharply striking physical beauty, her deeply mesmerizing soul-capturing eyes, and her supreme, unshakable confidence in front of the camera lens, Puma has absolutely never allowed herself to become a mere simple copy. She wonderfully filters her family's artistic inspiration to craft her own highly dynamic style. The Our Memory Vault team clearly recognizes that the highly fascinating combination between Erykah and Puma brings an incredibly massive, exceptionally powerful source of creative artistic energy to the world. They are living proof of supreme individuality. Jada Pinkett Smith and Willow Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith is a highly acclaimed, deeply respected veteran actress who has firmly and undeniably established her powerful name through a massive, highly successful series of blockbuster, globally popular cinematic works in Hollywood, such as Set It Off and Girls Trip. Throughout her incredibly illustrious, highly celebrated, and long-standing career, she has always left a deeply profound, highly unforgettable mark in the hearts of global audiences, thanks to her incredibly intense, fiercely strong, and highly nuanced emotional acting style, combined with an absolutely supreme, unshakable aura of confidence. Not just stopping at her highly impressive, unforgettable roles on the grand silver screen. Jada is also an incredibly active, deeply passionate social activist who never hesitates to bravely confront massive, deeply personal challenges to inspire millions. Being the highly beloved, incredibly precious daughter of such a massively influential star, Willow Smith remarkably displayed her highly exceptional, profoundly innate artistic talents from the time she was just a very young, vibrant little girl through her globally massive, highly viral hit song, Whip My Hair. Instead of simply conforming to the highly conventional, wonderfully obedient standards typically expected of young Hollywood princesses, Willow has always been at the absolute fearless forefront of completely shattering all restrictive boundaries through her highly rebellious, fiercely independent fashion style, her incredibly bold signature shaved head, and her deeply spiritual, highly philosophical music, especially when Jada bravely and publicly confronted her deeply personal, challenging battle with alopecia. It was the incredibly strong support and the highly positive, uplifting energy from Willow that beautifully helped her mother overcome her insecurities. The Our Memory Vault channel is incredibly deeply in awe of the wonderfully free, wildly independent spirit and the profoundly deep mutual understanding between Jada and Willow. This mother-daughter pair is the ultimate symbol of modern empowerment. Thandie Newton and Nico Parker. Thandoi Newton is a highly exceptional, incredibly brilliant British actress who has completely and utterly conquered the highly demanding, intensely critical international global critics through her deeply emotional, highly profound, and incredibly nuanced transformations in massive blockbuster films such as beloved Crash and the highly successful, globally renowned science fiction television series Westworld. Possessing a deeply aristocratic, wonderfully elegant beauty, incredibly natural, highly delicate features, and an absolutely peak, highly versatile acting talent, she has been highly honored and proudly awarded the incredibly prestigious Emmy Award. Her incredibly resilient, highly persistent, and wonderfully enduring career spanning over 3 glorious decades is clear, undeniable proof of the immense burning passion and the highly unyielding, ironclad bravery of a truly authentic, world-class artist. Beautifully following in the grand, highly artistic footsteps of her incredibly famous mother, Nico Parker quickly and undeniably left a highly profound, deeply unforgettable mark in the hearts of global audiences from a very, very young age through her wonderful, highly praised role in Disney's massive live-action film Dumbo, and subsequently in the globally phenomenal, highly acclaimed television blockbuster The Last of Us. Even though she carries within her the incredibly beautiful, highly striking physical features that easily and instantly remind people of her highly famous mother, such as her wonderfully large, deeply expressive eyes and her highly elegant, supremely graceful aura. Nico has absolutely never allowed herself to be overshadowed or to become the mere faded shadow of anyone else. She deliberately and smartly chooses to develop her acting career through highly complex, deeply demanding psychological projects. The highly dedicated team at our Memory Vault extremely highly values the wonderful, absolute independence in the profound career development journey of the highly talented Nico Parker. The wonderfully silent, yet incredibly solid, unwavering companionship from Thandoi Newton is the perfect launchpad. Niecy Nash-Betts and Dinesh. Niecy Nash-Betts has long been universally recognized and highly celebrated as an absolutely timeless, incredibly graceful symbol of elegance in American television and theatrical arts, rising to massive, undeniable fame through her incredibly classic, highly iconic roles on the small screen and her wonderfully monumental, highly significant strides on the grand, highly demanding Broadway stage. Her incredibly illustrious, highly celebrated career was beautifully built upon highly exceptional, deeply innate natural talent, absolute unyielding dedication, and a highly aristocratic, wonderfully unique demeanor that simply cannot be confused with absolutely anyone else in the entire world. Niecy does not merely bring immense glowing honor to artists of color, but she is also a highly revered teacher and a massive, profoundly deep source of inspiration for countless generations of young aspiring actors to passionately follow on the highly challenging path of conquering true, authentic art, carrying the highly passionate, deeply artistic blood, flowing fiercely and intensely through every single one of her veins. Dia Nash beautifully chose to bravely step into the absolute harshest, most incredibly demanding challenges of the dramatic stage to independently and firmly affirm her own true, highly authentic talent to the world. Instead of becoming highly complacent or deeply satisfied with the massive, ready-made fame wonderfully inherited from her highly prestigious family, she is engaged in incredibly grueling, highly tireless artistic labor and harvested wonderfully resounding, globally recognized achievements with an incredible 4-time, highly honorable nomination for the prestigious Tony Award. Both mother and daughter possess highly sharp, incredibly striking facial features, wonderfully radiant, glowing smiles, and an absolutely abundant, highly overflowing source of performing energy. Dia has wonderfully and skillfully inherited the highly composed, deeply authoritative calmness from her legendary mother. The Our Memory Vault channel firmly believes that the phenomenal, highly resounding success of Dia right beneath the incredibly massive, gigantic shadow of Niecy is a wonderfully inspiring, incredibly magnificent story about the absolute power of independent willpower. Marjorie Harvey and Lori Harvey. Marjorie Harvey is an incredibly successful, highly accomplished businesswoman, a wonderfully visionary fashion designer, possessing a massive, globally extensive sphere of influence, and the highly powerful woman who consistently and wonderfully stands firmly behind the absolute glamour and glitz of the incredibly expensive, highly luxurious haute couture outfits on major, highly prestigious international red carpets. Through her highly reputable, deeply influential fashion platform, she has powerfully and undeniably inspired a highly robust aesthetic mindset and beautifully shaped an incredibly luxurious, highly high-class lifestyle for a massive, highly dedicated community of passionate fashion lovers all around the globe. The highly anticipated appearance of Marjorie is always instantly accompanied by an incredibly dazzling, deeply powerful beauty and a supremely trendy, highly exquisite fashion sense that forces absolutely anyone and everyone to look up in sheer, undeniable admiration and pure awe, wonderfully inheriting the absolute complete entirety of the highly elite peak fashion DNA from her incredibly talented, highly visionary mother, Lori Harvey, quickly and powerfully rose to proudly become one of the absolute most successful, highly sought-after young models and brilliant entrepreneurs in the highly demanding, ultra-competitive modern fashion industry. Not merely stopping at wonderfully and confidently striding on the highly prestigious, globally massive runways of Dolce & Gabbana, she also bravely and highly successfully built her very own highly lucrative beauty empire with the extremely popular skincare brand SKN by LH. If Marjorie deeply favors a highly dazzling, incredibly dramatic style that heavily carries the rich traditional essence of high-end luxury fashion, then Lori beautifully chooses for herself a much more highly elegant, wonderfully minimalist, deeply chic, and highly modern direction. This incredibly fascinating, highly captivating contrast beautifully creates an absolutely powerful, highly unstoppable mother-daughter duo. The dedicated team at our Memory Vault is incredibly deeply impressed by the highly astute business mindset and the absolute peak aesthetic taste of these two wonderful women from the Harvey family. They successfully turned fashion passion into commercial empires. Serena Williams and Olympia Ohanian. Serena Williams has long and permanently completely etched her highly illustrious, globally massive name into the grand, highly monumental history of human sports as one of the absolute greatest, most incredibly, phenomenally talented female tennis players of all time. With a highly unprecedented, absolutely unmatched series of historic achievements, including dozens of highly prestigious, globally coveted Grand Slam titles, she has spectacularly and beautifully shattered all existing highly restrictive boundaries, completely and undeniably redefining the absolute raw physical strength and the incredibly unyielding ironclad resilience of women on the fiercely competitive international sports stage, not merely stopping at the highly demanding, physically exhausting realm of professional sports. Serena is also a highly brilliant, incredibly sharp businesswoman and an absolute globally recognized symbol of immense courage, profound self-respect, and a highly burning, never-ending desire to win, wonderfully inheriting the absolute unyielding spirit of steel and the incredibly massive, highly powerful source of athletic energy from her highly legendary, globally iconic mother. The incredibly adorable little Olympia Ohanian has always been the absolute highly sought-after center of attention for the entire global media ever since she was wonderfully born. Even though she is still at a very, very tender, incredibly young age, the little girl has already beautifully and wonderfully accompanied her great mother in massive, highly significant fashion and sports business projects, and she already possesses a highly massive, incredibly gigantic number of dedicated followers on various popular social media platforms. Serena always wonderfully and highly delicately teaches her beloved child how to deeply appreciate her own inherent value, beautifully balancing the intense, blinding early halo of fame with a highly peaceful, wonderfully happy, and deeply normal childhood. The Our Memory Vault team is incredibly deeply in awe of the wonderful, highly inspiring way Serena Williams nurtures, lovingly raises, and beautifully guides the bright future for her precious daughter. Kimora Lee Simmons and Ming Lee Simmons. Kimora Lee Simmons is a highly talented, incredibly visionary businesswoman and an absolutely masterful, deeply legendary fashion designer who once miraculously created a highly profound, genuinely massive revolution in the highly competitive fashion industry when she spectacularly and beautifully revived the globally massive, highly iconic baby fat brand back in the vibrant early years of the 2000s. Possessing the incredibly impressive, highly towering height and the deeply captivating aura of a world-class international supermodel, coupled with an absolutely sharp, highly astute, and incredibly brilliant commercial acumen, she has successfully and wonderfully built an absolutely massive, highly dominant style empire that heavily carries her very own brightly shining, highly distinctive personal mark. Kimora has always powerfully and undeniably represented the ultimate highly inspiring image of a deeply independent, incredibly wealthy woman. Growing up very early, right inside the incredibly luxurious, highly glamorous, and deeply extravagant fashion world of her famous mother, Ming Lee Simmons has wonderfully and steadily transformed herself from an incredibly adorable little girl, appearing in highly popular, deeply nostalgic childhood advertising campaigns, into a highly professional, incredibly stunning runway model and a deeply promising, highly creative innovator. Ming does not only wonderfully possess the incredibly sharp, highly striking facial features and the absolutely standard, highly perfect physique, wonderfully inherited directly from her gorgeous mother, but she also beautifully carries within her a highly sensitive, incredibly sharp, and deeply modern understanding of digital age social media. When Kimora successfully and highly spectacularly relaunched the massive baby fat brand, Ming officially and proudly stepped into the highly crucial role of co-creator. The Our Memory Vault channel extremely highly values the incredibly perfect, beautifully seamless connection between the two wonderful generations within this massive, globally recognized fashion empire. Kimora passed down sharp business strategy. Carrie Shahidi and Yara Shahidi. Carrie Shahidi is a highly talented, incredibly brilliant actress and a wonderfully visionary producer who has always quietly, deeply, and unconditionally stood firmly behind to wonderfully support, closely accompany, and brilliantly guide the highly resounding, globally massive success of her precious daughter, right from the very first highly challenging days of stepping into the intensely demanding, highly competitive Hollywood entertainment industry. She did not merely wonderfully impart highly professional, incredibly refined, and deeply nuanced acting skills, but Carrie is also an absolutely great, highly inspiring teacher who beautifully taught her child about profound self-respect, the absolute undeniable importance of highly comprehensive education, and exactly how to firmly and proudly maintain her highly unique, deeply personal cultural identity. Her deeply profound calmness, highly sharp, brilliant intellect, and absolutely elegant demeanor serve as a firm foundation. As one of the absolute most highly multi-talented, incredibly brilliant, and deeply influential young stars in the entire contemporary entertainment world today, Yara Shahidi has successfully left a highly profound, deeply unforgettable mark through her incredible, highly praised roles in massive blockbuster television series such as Blackish and Grownish, while also wonderfully and exceptionally graduating from the highly prestigious, globally renowned Harvard University. Yara wonderfully and completely inherited from her mother the deeply expressive, highly captivating eyes, a wonderfully radiant, glowing smile, and an absolutely natural, highly unpretentious beauty. What is incredibly special and highly remarkable is that both mother and daughter wonderfully joined forces to successfully establish the massive, highly impactful film production company Seventh Son Productions in order to beautifully create highly profound stories. The dedicated team at Our Memory Vault profoundly and deeply appreciates the highly intellectual, wonderfully beautiful maternal bond and the absolute perfect synchronization in the profound artistic vision of this pair. You have just wonderfully joined Our Memory Vault to deeply review an incredibly emotional, highly profound journey regarding these absolutely powerful, globally iconic mother and daughter pairs where raw talent, dazzling beauty, and ironclad bravery are completely, perfectly, and wonderfully passed down through the magnificent generations. We truly and deeply hope that these highly inspiring, incredibly beautiful stories have wonderfully brought you deeply meaningful, highly relaxing, and wonderfully enjoyable moments. We sincerely wish you and your dearly beloved ones to always have incredibly happy, deeply warm, and wonderfully joyful moments together with your beautiful family. If you truly love and deeply appreciate this wonderful content, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button thoroughly, like the video, and turn on the notification bell so you can wonderfully welcome and watch the absolute newest, highly exciting videos from us. Goodbye for now, and we will see you again very soon.